you? Wait 1 sec here. Good? Brian, start us off, please.
Hey, Mason, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, thank you. Can you assess the 4 position to this point in practice? How you guys are looking and what you need from that position, what you might be able to provide?
Yeah, definitely. I think I'm getting a much better understanding of what Coach needs from me. For the most part, he wants me to shoot pretty much anytime I'm open and feel good enough to shoot the ball with rhythm, and then just crashing the boards every single time with a lot of physicality and fighting for every single ball. Just being active on defense, whether that's getting a bump on ball screens, hitting the big man, and then getting back out to the indirect person, reading the guard's eyes, whether he's going to the indirect or to the 5-man. That's one thing that I've been learning with and trying to figure out a little bit more, the timing of it and understanding of it. And then offensively, getting the plays down even better to where I understand some things that I can do in the play to help either myself or my teammates either get a bucket or get open in one way or another.
You were at the basket quite a bit in high school. Now playing away from it a little bit more, is that an adjustment at either end of the floor, or are you pretty comfortable with it?
Yeah, no, I love it. In high school, I was definitely the biggest person, so I was always playing around the rim. Mm-hmm. But during that time, I was always working on my game outside of the perimeter and just trying to make sure that I was ready for a school like Purdue to be able to come here and play at the perimeter. And I feel like I've done a pretty good job of that with the way I can shoot and the way I can defend. Defensively, I've made a lot of improvements. I feel like coming in last year, I struggled playing against the different physicality and just the speed of the game was a big adjustment for me. But I feel like I've made a long process and I've came a long way from it. So just the 2 different things between shooting and rebounding are my biggest attributes to the team.
All right. Can you and Aaron kind of complement each other well, maybe perhaps fill in some gaps on one another, things like that, if that makes sense?
Definitely. He's obviously taller than me, has a little bit more length than me, but I feel like that we both can contribute 2 great things, both of us, 2 great players, being able to either come off the bench or start. I feel like we're not going to lose anything with one of us or on the court or off the court. He's a great shooter, great rebounder, and he uses his athleticism to his advantage majority of the times, and that gets him a long way, being able to do different things. And then I feel like I'm a good physical person to be able to box out bigger guys, and if I need to switch out on the smaller guards, I think I can do that too. And then just hitting the open shots whenever they come to me and rebounding.
Right. How do you feel right now? I know it had been a while since you played competitively. Matt had mentioned at the start of practice there were some conditioning things you were trying to get through. How do you sort of feel right now? What kind of shape you in?
Yeah, definitely. I feel so much better than from this summer. This summer is definitely a struggle, just getting back on my feet from being off for so long. It took a long time, but I feel just fine now. It was just a little respiratory issues coming back. We got this figured out, and I'm perfectly fine right now, 100%.
I'm good. Thank you.
Mike, go ahead.
Hey, Mason. How scary were those respiratory issues? I mean, did you know at the time what was going on, and just how'd you able to battle through all that?
Majority of the time, I just leaned back on my support system, my family, and then the coaches here. They were with me through it all, the doctor's appointments and different things that we had to go to, the different tests, different labs. But they were positive the whole time and kept me level-headed. And whenever I was on the back end of it, everybody explained to me that it was just like whenever I went through my knee surgery. Not as bad, not as long, but the process of it was similar, just staying level-headed and keeping my faith. So those 2 things, staying level-headed and keeping my faith, stem from my mom and my other family, and then my coaches, just them being level-headed, me being able to go to talk to them and my teammates. I'm in a great spot with who I have supporting me, and I really respect all of them. And so I have to attribute the way that I can return from either injury or any other problem to them, helping me through things.
In high school, you obviously guarded the biggest guy on the floor. So, and Matt alluded to you kind of drift toward the basket because that's what you're used to. How comfortable are you getting out on the perimeter and defending people? Is that something that you feel like you could do right now, or is that still a process for you?
Yeah, definitely. I believe I can do that right now. Coming in last year, I could not do that. But throughout the year last year and throughout this summer, just training every single day and working on different things that may not be as common to other people, but I have to work on myself to get myself to where I want to be. It's been a process, but I definitely am confident about switching out on ball screens and guarding ones, twos, and threes.
Just the challenges today of trying to defend Travion and Zach when they were on the same team. Was that how much different is that trying to defend Matt Harms and Travion?
Yeah, it's definitely going from Zach to Travion and then going to guarding ones and twos. You know, it's either fighting strength and just total dominance or speed and quickness. So you have to learn different things about different players, what they can and can't do, and try to take that away from them. And just really just do your best. You know, Coach tells us every day that your best is good enough. So I believe in that, and we all believe in that. So whenever we're all on the same page and working together, I think we will be able to do some special things.
How much did Jaden Ivey raise his level today, just in the scrimmage?
Definitely increased it a lot. You know, he's been coming along very well. I think he struggled with some patience issues early on, but those pretty much aren't there anymore. He's learned a lot so fast, listening to the coaches and watching film. So I think he's going to be a great asset for us.
All right. Thank you.
Anyone else have anything for Mason? Brian, go ahead.
Hey, Mason, I don't want to assume. Can you speak to the origins of the respiratory issues, if you care to?
No, not today.
Okay. I just didn't want to take it for granted. I didn't want to assume anything, so I wanted to ask you.
No worries.
Thanks.
Anything else? Great. Thank you, guys.